What is up, everybody? I'm of course the one, the only, the Joker of Yu-Gi-Oh! Representing the Legion, and today I'm coming at you guys with a duel video. So, as a lot of you might know, I go to my local GameTraders Salisbury. I try to every Saturday. Over the past weekend, I try and record as many duel videos or deck profiles, whatever I can for you guys, so that I can show you guys in the week, and then if anything else I'm able to make, I also show you guys that. So, luckily I was able to go to my local GameTraders Salisbury Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament. It was an absolute blast like it always is. I wasn't able to record any deck profiles because my phone kept on dying on me. I didn't have my power bank on me. I'm so sorry about that. And I wasn't able to record all the duel play for that reason, as well as my phone was kept on saying insufficient space. So I tried to record as much as I could. I was able to record some fun duels, and I'm going to be showing you guys that this week, as I promised on Monday. And for this first one, it is me versus a deck that the creator is basically deemed Melodious with Invoked with Counter Fairies. I'm not giving away any names. I'm not going to go into too much detail on like the naming convention of that, because of course, in case I paraphrase and, you know, the legend himself sees this and corrects me, he can feel free to do that, guys. But basically it is Melodious with Invoked with even, in fact, beautiful, you know, some Counter Fairies cards. It was an absolute blast to do this. Now, before I get into the duel video, there are a few things I just have to say. Now, number one, of course, is because of my phone playing up, I wasn't able to record the first game of this, so this is on the game 2. So game 1, I did actually win on this one, and it was an absolute blast. It was really a long time of stalling. Like, if I was to commentate on it, it was just so much stalling. I had, you know, Lycoris in my hand, as well as chain summoning from turn 1. I had a reincarnation, but then other than that, I just had, you know, 2 ashes. Like, nothing that could even help me for the entire turn. So it was like 5 turns of me stalling until I finally did the chain summoning combo, and that's what ended up me winning the first round of, you know, that game. So of course, as I said, this is game 2. The other thing I've got to say is that next week, I have to say it in this video, I might be saying it in the other video, so everyone's kept on track, but next week, I'm not going to be showcasing any videos myself. I'm not going to be able to record this next weekend because I'm going to be extremely busy. I'm also going to be at college, so I'm not going to be able to record any other videos, as, you know, I'm just going to be way too busy. I'm really sorry about that, guys. But the Bane of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to be taking over the channel for the next week. You know, he's going to be showcasing some of his stuff. You guys can get to know some more about him. He's an absolute legend. He is a good mate, of course, and as I said, he is of course part of the channel, so he's going to be taking over the channel for the next week as pretty much just to show you guys what he can do. He's going to be, you know, showing you guys anything that he's able to show you guys, and hopefully you guys do enjoy that. And, you know, if you want to see that, you're going to make sure to stay subscribed and stay tuned for that, as well as if you want to see some of his older stuff that he's already done on the channel, you know, just feel free to watch those old videos. But enough about talking about that. It's time to get into this duel video. I really hope you guys do enjoy. It is my deck versus, as I said, Melodious, Invoked, Counter Fairies. I really hope you guys do enjoy. Without further ado, here it is.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Let the good times roll!
Okay, so of course, as I said, I did actually win game 1 because of the whole, you know, it was just a long time of stalling, and then I finally got the chain summoning combo to go off, which is basically what helped me win the game 1. Now, of course, this is game 2, and, you know, it was a lot of fun. At this point, we're actually also, he was trying to trade with someone at the actual tournament, and because we didn't actually have a time limit on this, the judge was really cool. He said, basically, as long as, you know, we don't go into an excessive amount of time, just feel free to play. You know, we're not going to do the time rule of, you know, as soon as time's called, that's it. But just keep in mind, you know, don't go overboard. The judge was just absolutely, the one that runs it, I call him judge, but he's basically also the one running it. He's just an absolute legend. You know, he's really chill. And when it was a smaller tournament, he was absolutely chill about that. So this one was actually supposed to be the structure deck tournament. I wasn't going to go for it for various reasons. Number one, you know, I wasn't actually interested in any of the cards in the structure deck. Other than that, you know, I didn't see a lot of people wanting to go to the structure deck tournament. And, you know, forking out $20 for a structure deck that I don't really want, to try and win a mat I don't really want, you know, it just wasn't going to be worth it for me. I'm sorry about that, guys. As much as I love bringing you guys content, when it comes to the end of the day, you know, I also want to make sure I'm not forking out money for stuff that I don't really want. That's why I'm happy to fork out money for these pop vinyls and, you know, particularly Yu-Gi-Oh cards, because that's what I love. Hell, I just forked out money for BLLR Torrential Tributes. Not for the channel, well, basically for the channel so my cards look nicer, but also for me because it just looks nicer. So when it comes to that, yeah, I will fork out money for the channel for stuff like that, and when it comes to giveaways, I'll fork out money for stuff like that. But when it comes to these kind of tournaments that is just structure deck or sneak peek, you know, I might not fork out the money, but I will happily talk about it and give my reasons why in, you know, some other video, if you guys really want to see that. Like, this time I'm not talking about the whole structure deck in a whole video, I'm just going to say right now I wasn't a big fan of it, and that's why I didn't go. So, of course, because I won game 1, he got to pick on who gets to go first or second. He of course says, I want to go first. I did actually side in Unending Nightmare, and as well as 2 Twin Twisters. I took out my Ashes because Ash wasn't being used against him. I needed something to just get rid of his back row. On the field, he's of course got the annoying Valhalla card, which allows him to special summon, you know, a beautiful fairy card, basically, and that's what that one is. Its whole effect is, you know, instead of it being destroyed, it gets put to the top of the deck. I'm not going to lie, when I first read that, I actually read it wrong. I read it as, if this card would be destroyed, send the top card from your deck to the graveyard. And the reason I read it like that was because the effect is, when this card would be sent to the graveyard, put the top card, put it on top of your deck. So I was reading it the wrong way around, so I almost stopped up with that. But either way, it was a lot of fun. So here I just go, you know, Pot of Desires, banish the 10. He's already played all his 5 cards, so I don't have to worry about any kind of Ash. But I still always check, because you never know if he has anything that just decides to negate it at the last minute or do anything. Here I just go Terraforming, Light Stage. It's the generic stuff you're always going into. Terraforming, that secret rare, is just absolutely beautiful. Light Stage, go into Lycoris. The reason I did that was because I already had Candina in my hand, and that was the main thing. So here I use, you know, Light Stage effect, target one of his cards. I can't even remember which one it was, but you'll see towards the end of the turn, of course, which one it is. Set 2 cards. I check here, and I'm thinking, okay, and the reason I check, because as I said, the first time I read it, it was, you know, if this card would be sent to the graveyard, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. That's what I read. I'm not gonna lie about that, guys. I was like, I'm reading this wrong, I swear. So when I double checked, I'm like, oh, fine, I'll just use Regeki, get rid of it, and then he has to put it on the top of his deck. And the reason I did that was because I had Unending Nightmare in my set field. So, as soon as he goes to, you know, try and use Valhalla during the standby phase, you know, I just do that, pop it, nothing to worry about. Because he can't even use the effect of trying to use it. So here I just go, you know, Candina, summon it. He uses that card, which I haven't actually ever seen that card, but it basically is just, it negates it, it would destroy it. So I just go, fine, I'll just use Lycoris. And it has to actually be in the same column, so it's one of those weird cards. And I just attack, of course, 1800. His last card, I'm pretty sure, was, oh yeah, I found out it was a Bottomless Trap Hole. So I'm really happy I actually targeted that one. Because in the first game, it was just straight up Torrentials, Bottomless Trap Holes every time I summoned something. Until I finally got the Chain Summoning combo off. That's what game 1 was. So, game 2, you know, because I've already done that whole Unending Nightmare, I paid the 1000, popped the Valhalla so he couldn't summon anything. Then it was my turn, I targeted his card, summoned Candina, go for the effect, of course allowing me to search. Didn't really matter what I searched for, because if I searched for Lycoris, I could, you know, just special summon something out. But as long as I can make sure that he doesn't bring out that annoying card again, I was in a good books. So here I just go Trickstar Reincarnation, you know, just so I can have graveyard support. You know what I mean by that is, like, it's basically your Monster Reborn, a way to burn my opponent, and it was a lot of fun. So basically, Lycoris effect, you know, being able to do that, and now I actually remember the other reason I did that was because I banished my 3rd Lycoris off the, you know, Pot of Desires, so I couldn't go for that one. So on summon, you know, I did go that. He tried to use Bottomless, and I said, well, no, you can't use Bottomless because I always used Light Stage on it, remember that? And he was like, ah, yeah. So, that was a lot of safe because of that. I mean, otherwise my monster would be gone. You gotta really make sure you use Light Stage effect. The amount of times not using the Light Stage light stage effect has ended me, has made me lose games, is countless. I've lost games countless amount of times because I've used the light stage, but I've forgotten to use it. So I did actually end up winning that one because as soon as he drew, I would have used Reincarnation, that would have finished him. Here's me just showing what I actually ended up siding against him. I took out all my hand traps. I took out Droll, I took out Ash, just to put in Dark Hole, 2 Honest, Double Twin Twister, and 1 Unending Nightmare, just to use against him. And the reason I did that was because, you know, in game 1, as I said, he was just using Torrentials, he was using Bottomless Trap Holes. So I really wanted to make sure I could pop that stuff before I summoned anything. That's why I put in Twin Twisters. You know, this Valhalla card, I did see it in game 1, so I wanted to make sure I had Unending Nightmare just to get around that. Honestly, because, you know, if I didn't see the Unending or I didn't see the Twin Twisters, but he tried to attack, I could have just dropped Honest on anything that he would have gone for, and Dark Hole, because honestly, another fun card, it just board wipes. So that's why I did those particular card choices, and they ended up really helping. Or at least, you know, the Unending Nightmare. I didn't get to see any of the others, but they would have helped even if I drew into them, especially the Twin Twisters, because of the cards that he had set. So that was, of course, round 1 of this fun local tournament. It was a lot of fun going to. This guy was an absolute pleasure to duel. You know, I love dueling this guy. I'm not giving away his name, but he knows who he is. He's an absolute legend. I've traded with him. I've, you know, dueled him. Now, he's just absolute pleasure. So if you go down to GameTraders Salisbury and you see an awesome person, it might be him, guys. But I'm not going to give away names because I don't want to be that. If they don't give me permission to give away their names, I forget to ask some of these guys, hey, can I ever mention your name? It's pretty much just a common courtesy that I don't. But guys, that was the first round. Make sure to stay tuned for the other rounds. I did win 2 and I did lose 2. I'm not going to be showing the one I versed against Alex again because it's up to him again if he wants to show that. Once again, it was me bricking and him just getting the board. It was just that. So seriously, let's get around that. But Trickstars ended up winning it in the end. The guy that it was his deck profile, I've had him on the channel once before. He ran the Wind Witch Trickstar deck, but he's actually changed it quite a bit now. I didn't get to record his deck because, as I said, my phone was dying. I couldn't get it charged quick enough to be able to, you know, record his deck. So the next time I go, or, you know, the next time he wins, I'll ask him. Hopefully he can, you know, hopefully he allows me to record a deck again. And if you guys want to see that, I'll make sure that, you know, I'll try my hardest to persuade him that he does. He's just an absolute nice guy. But guys, that ends it for round 1, you know, of this tournament. As I said, I lost 2 games, I won 2 games. So I'm going to be showing you guys the one I lost next on Friday and the one I won. All that is going to be on Friday. I'm going to give you 2 videos, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And of course, guys, as always, comment down below what you guys want to see next. If it be deck profiles, tip videos, literally anything, as long as me or the Bane of Yu-Gi-Oh are able to make it, we're always happy to make it. And of course, as I said, the Bane of Yu-Gi-Oh is going to be taking over the channel next week, as I won't be able to record, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. Of course, after that week, I will be coming back. I'm not leaving the channel, it's just I'm unable to record. I'm not going to the tournaments, and because of college and all that, I'm not able to record as much as I would like to, so unfortunately, I do have to, you know, ask him really politely, and he, of course, is happy, because it is a shared channel, as I've said. It's me and him. So when one of us can't record, the other is, and it's an absolute pleasure that we have that kind of agreement, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it too. But of course, guys, if you want to see that, you gotta make sure to stay tuned for that. And of course, guys, that ends it for me, the Joker of Yu-Gi-Oh! Representing the Legion, signing off. See you next time, everyone. And before I sign off, I just have to always say, keep on smiling, enjoy whatever game or TCG you're playing, because that is the way of the Joker, to keep on smiling. But of course then, that's it for me, guys, the Joker of Yu-Gi-Oh! Signing off.